Dinar Shift. The world is watching a monumental event unfold, a reality that for many years was confined to the realm of hopeful discussion, whispered conversations in financial circles, and the unwavering conviction of dedicated currency enthusiasts. Today, that speculation is decisively over. A dramatic shift is now confirmed across the United States, marking the moment the long-anticipated revaluation of the Iraqi dinar moves from theory to tangible, authenticated financial execution. This is not a sudden, unpredictable market fluctuation, but the culmination of a decade-long economic restructuring finally reaching a pivotal point, and the sheer scale of the operation demands global attention. This historic financial operation is being demonstrated by the active movement of a specific group of currency holders, the Tier 4B investors, into secure banking facilities across several major U.S. metropolitan areas. These are the everyday individuals, the retail purchasers who acquired the Iraqi dinar through recognized and legitimate channels, who are now participating in a coordinated, highly structured process. The key takeaway is the confirmation of payouts at contract rates, figures that significantly surpass any publicly visible exchange values on foreign exchange screens, a powerful validation for those who maintain their belief through years of skepticism. The confirmation reports emerging from these secure locations are transforming what was once a private, almost niche community into participants in a major global financial event. The names of the cities involved, Dallas, Houston, Miami, Reno, Atlanta, Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York, underscore the strategic and national importance assigned to this process. These are meticulously chosen financial hubs, selected not by chance, but for their established security infrastructure, capacity to handle massive transactional volume, and their central role in the domestic and international banking systems. Inside these chosen U.S. bank locations, the atmosphere is described as a blend of rigorous, almost military-level precision and high-stakes financial management. Every step is tightly controlled, reflecting the massive amounts of capital being processed and the necessity of absolute regulatory compliance and security. Investors are not just walking in for a casual exchange, they are entering a methodical process defined by stringent protocols. This involves a comprehensive series of verification steps, secure document checks, and adherence to non-disclosure agreements, emphasizing the seriousness and carefully orchestrated nature of the event. The stringent security measures are a clear indicator of the magnitude of the revaluation. Participants are required to restrict the use of personal electronic devices, documents are verified with exacting precision, and a clear, guided process is followed from entry to exit. This level of control ensures not only the security of the individuals but also the integrity of the financial process, guaranteeing that all transactions are properly accounted for, executed, and compliant with all necessary banking and regulatory standards. For years, the Tier 4B community, encompassing everyday investors and retail holders, navigated a complex landscape of doubt and dismissal regarding the potential for higher, pre-negotiated exchange rates. The prevailing narrative often suggested that such contract rates were fantasies reserved solely for the financial elite, sovereign nations, or government-level contractors deeply involved in reconstruction efforts. Now, real, verified reports from these U.S. redemption centers are definitively overturning that assumption. The tangible reality of ordinary investors receiving payouts at these non-public, negotiated contract rates is a pivotal moment in the history of currency revaluation. This is not a future promise or a conditional agreement. These are immediate digital confirmations of funds deposited and made accessible within the investor's secure bank accounts. This tangible result validates the collective patience and careful positioning of a vast number of retail currency holders, signifying a fundamental recalibration of accessibility within the global financial architecture. To fully grasp the mechanics of this operation, one must understand the structural hierarchy of the revaluation system. At the highest echelons sit sovereign governments, responsible for negotiating macro-level settlements, managing national debt restructuring, and establishing economic stability. Below them are the central banks and major global financial institutions, tasked with executing large-scale currency movements to provide market liquidity and ensure a stable, orderly transition during the revaluation event. Following the institutional movers are the Tier 3 insiders, a group that typically includes high-level contractors, privileged individuals, and organizations with direct connections to the reconstruction and stabilization efforts within Iraq. Then comes the Tier 4B group, the large, geographically dispersed community of everyday investors who, through legitimate retail channels, position themselves by acquiring the Iraqi dinars and, in related contexts, the Vietnamese dong, based on a belief in the currency's long-term potential. What makes the current confirmation so extraordinary is the application of the contract rates to this final, broadest group of retail investors. These rates are defined as pre-negotiated, private exchange agreements that exist outside and significantly exceed the live, public rates displayed on Forex screens. The historical argument of skeptics that these rates would be institutionally ring-fenced has been soundly rebutted by the verifiable financial actions now taking place in these U.S. centers. These contract rates are no longer theoretical constructs debated in online forums. They are real, verified financial instruments being applied meticulously in the secure environment of major U.S. banking facilities. This execution serves as a dramatic turning point, a clear demonstration that the global financial system is by design and action, formally recognizing and actualizing the true underlying value of the Iraqi dinar, moving past its historically suppressed valuation. The strategic selection of the U.S. cities, from the energy and financial centers of Houston and New York to the western hubs of Los Angeles and Reno, is fundamentally driven by operational necessities. The locations were chosen specifically for their ability to manage a high volume of complex transactions, their advanced security infrastructure, and their proven capacity to ensure the orderly execution of this large-scale financial reset while adhering to stringent compliance standards. This entire operation, unfolding simultaneously across these strategically important cities, is a testament to extraordinary coordination. It is not a series of isolated or spontaneous occurrences, but a meticulously planned high-level financial endeavor intended to ensure the most orderly, secure, and regulated execution of the currency revaluation process possible, minimizing potential market disruption and maintaining governmental and institutional control. The participants' experience, though thrilling, is defined by controlled protocol. Investors are guided into private, secured exchange rooms where they submit to thorough document verification, asset confirmation, and the critical signing of non-disclosure agreements. While these steps may appear purely procedural, they powerfully underscore the gravity and scale of the operation, establishing a framework of confidentiality and responsibility around the high-value transactions being completed. The non-disclosure agreements (NDAs) are a core component serving to protect the highly sensitive financial details of the transactions and, importantly, the proprietary processes of the banks and governing institutions. By requiring these agreements, the system places a clear responsibility upon the investors while also signaling the immense value and systemic importance of the exchanges taking place, all within a professional and strictly governed environment. For outside observers and the broader financial community, the significance of these payouts cannot be overstated. The consistent confirmation of real payouts at verified contract rates, reported uniformly across multiple distinct U.S. cities, provides incontrovertible proof. For families and individuals, this moment represents an overnight transformation of financial futures, securing long-term stability and definitively silencing years of internal and external skepticism about the currency's potential. Historically, events of this revaluation scale have maintained a strictly exclusive nature, with privileged access granted primarily to nations, major institutions, and strategically positioned elite investors, leaving the everyday retail holder in a state of indefinite waiting and uncertainty. For too long, the participation of Tier 4B currency holders in any meaningful way was an open question, their potential returns perpetually doubted within the mainstream financial discussion. The current events, however, fundamentally confirm that this established system is operational, inclusive, and actively engaging the retail community. Everyday investors are no longer relegated to the role of passive onlookers. They are now active, integral participants in a process designed to fundamentally alter their financial trajectories. The prevailing market narrative has undergone a decisive shift, transitioning from one of perpetual speculation and doubt to one of confirmed action and tangible financial opportunity. The timing of these confirmed payouts is structurally supported by foundational economic shifts in Iraq. The nation's sustained stabilization of its vast oil exports and the solidification of long-term energy contracts with major global corporations have collectively established a macroeconomic environment that logically necessitates a stronger, more accurately valued national currency reflecting its true power on the global stage. Similarly, the Vietnamese economy, operating as an increasingly vital manufacturing and supply chain hub for a wide array of multinational companies, has experienced a parallel growth in its intrinsic economic value over the past 2 decades. Both the Iraqi and Vietnamese currencies were widely considered historically undervalued, their exchange rates artificially suppressed, and the current global rebalance is merely the recognition of this latent value. The Tier 4B investors are directly benefiting from the long-term convergence of these economic fundamentals and the global financial system's effort to rebalance post-pandemic challenges. The necessity of addressing liquidity, promoting stability, and recognizing suppressed asset values has made the formal inclusion and payout to this group an inevitable part of the comprehensive economic reset. The advent of immediate digital confirmation is a revolutionary feature in the execution of this revaluation. Unlike past periods dominated by rumors or unverified claims, today's participating investors are leaving the redemption centers with immediate, verifiable proof of funds electronically updated in their accounts. This represents a significant evolution in the transparency and demonstrable reality of currency revaluation events. When ordinary investors log into their accounts and witness balances that dramatically exceed their initial currency purchase price, it provides the ultimate validation for their years of patient waiting, diligent research, and enduring belief in the Iraqi dinar's eventual potential. This moment transcends mere financial gain. It signifies a pivotal turning point in the accessibility and proven veracity of a highly anticipated global currency event. The excitement reported from within these secure centers is undeniably palpable, a profound mix of elation and quiet, focused professionalism. Even investors who had harbored a degree of skepticism after years of waiting are reportedly experiencing a sense of awe as their patience is met with immediate, verifiable, life-altering results. The combination of high-level security protocols and instantaneous fund access creates a unique environment where long-held theoretical hope is transformed into immediate financial reality. A crucial and high-stakes aspect of this ongoing revaluation is the inherently limited, time nature of the contract rate offering. reports from authoritative sources and insiders confirm a deliberate, short window of opportunity for these preferential rates. This strategic limitation is designed to encourage decisive, early participation by the Tier 4B group, which is essential for ensuring a smooth, controlled flow of liquidity and preventing chaotic, destabilizing fluctuations in the broader public markets. Historical precedents in global financial resets consistently show that the early participants, those who are fully prepared and act decisively, often receive more favorable terms. The contract rates function as a powerful, time-sensitive incentive to quickly move capital into controlled channels, ensuring stability and an orderly transition. Investors who hesitate, failing to recognize the immediacy of this opportunity, run the risk of missing this optimal, time-critical window for the highest exchange rates. The Tier 4B community is now transitioning completely from a state of prolonged anticipation to one of active financial engagement. Years of skepticism are being decisively replaced by a cautious, yet profound optimism, fueled by the direct experiences and real-time, verified confirmations reported by their peers. The nature of investor inquiries is shifting dramatically. The question is no longer about the reality of the revaluation, but the logistics, securing appointments, understanding future windows of opportunity, and maximizing the benefit of the contract rates. The combination of the enforceable NDAs, the rigorous document verification process, and the structured appointment system definitively underscores the profound professionalism and seriousness of the entire revaluation execution. These careful systemic measures are not roadblocks, they are essential safeguards designed to ensure the unimpeachable integrity, security, and orderly, compliant execution of this complex financial process, signaling that the revaluation is a deliberate, well-coordinated global event, not a fleeting market rumor. The careful, precise planning and sophisticated execution of these operations across major U.S. hubs send a powerful signal that the global financial system is fully prepared to formally recognize the true, fundamental value of the long undervalued Iraqi dinar. While the broader public may only now be beginning to grasp the true scope of these unfolding events, financial insiders have long understood that this execution phase is the final, ultimate step in a decade-spanning strategy. From the earliest stages of currency stabilization to the complex, multilateral negotiations for the contract rates, every stage of this process has been meticulously prepared and coordinated. Today, the ordinary, non-institutional investor is finally witnessing the culmination of these efforts firsthand. The perfect alignment of preparation, timing, and third-party verification has created an unprecedented historic opportunity for every positioned Tier 4B participant. The implications of this movement extend far beyond the immediate financial gains of individual investors. As these revaluations are executed, new liquidity is injected into controlled, secure financial channels, maintaining broad market stability, and the formal recognition of the currency's true value strengthens both the burgeoning local Iraqi economy and the interconnected global financial network. The careful, measured rollout is a critical design feature, ensuring equitable treatment for all participants while preserving essential macroeconomic balance. For the countless families who quietly held the Iraqi dinar for years, often amidst ridicule or profound doubt, the verifiable confirmation of these payouts is nothing short of life-changing. To witness an initial retail investment transform into a figure of significant magnitude almost instantaneously is an outcome whose transformative impact on financial independence, long-awaited security, and the fulfillment of a decade-long hope cannot possibly be overstated. This is not mere speculation, it is the realization of years of focused planning, patience, and a deep-seated trust in the eventual operation of the system. The global financial community is now fully engaged, paying rapt attention as confirmed and verifiable reports cascade from major U.S. cities, proving that the revaluation is neither isolated nor hypothetical. Observers worldwide are confirming that the secure systems are fully operational, the NDAs are being strictly enforced, and official digital confirmations are being issued in a controlled, yet transparent manner. This public, albeit controlled, validation provides an immense and conclusive affirmation for investors who may have privately wrestled with doubts over the process for years. The clear lessons from this historic moment are profound. Revaluations of this magnitude are rare, high-stakes financial events, and those who prepared with diligence and patience are now receiving their reward. The Tier 4B investors have concrete proof that their long-term positioning and readiness were validated. The old narrative, which permanently relegated the everyday retail investor to the sidelines, has been definitively replaced by a new reality of inclusion, verifiable action, and tangible reward. Looking ahead, it is clear that the revaluation of the Iraqi dinar has moved irrevocably into its full execution phase. The entire process is demonstrably live, the redemption centers are operational across multiple U.S. cities, and the digital confirmations are real and verifiable. For those who wisely position themselves in the currency, the immediate future is decisively brighter. Investors must maintain a state of readiness and continue to stay informed and prepared to act decisively as new appointments and further opportunities continue to emerge within this limited time window. The confirmation of the contract rates in these major U.S. financial centers is not just a major financial headline, it is fundamentally a human story. Ordinary people without political influence or deep insider connections are seeing their long-term investments rewarded in ways that were previously relegated to the realm of wishful thinking. It stands as a powerful testament to the enduring values of preparation, patience, and the transformative potential inherent in steadfast belief. As this meticulously controlled process continues to unfold, one truth remains unequivocally certain. The Iraqi Dinar revaluation is no longer a distant whisper, a theoretical concept, or a speculative possibility. It is a fully verified, ongoing, real-time financial event that is directly impacting the lives of real people. The world is watching history being written in the major financial hubs of the United States. The Tier 4B investors are no longer relegated to the role of passive observers. They are now officially active participants in a transformative global economic moment. For the everyday currency holder, this confirmed execution phase is a decisive call to awareness, preparation, and immediate engagement. Opportunities of this magnitude and verifiable structure are extremely rare, and timing remains the singular most critical factor for participation. The simultaneous confirmation of immediate digital fund access, negotiated contract rates, and securely managed appointments has established a new standard. The guesswork has ended. The Iraqi Dinar revaluation is definitively confirmed, demonstrably operational, and irrevocably life-changing. Preparation and decisive action are now not merely advantageous, they are absolutely essential to securing participation in this historic financial execution. As this monumental development is monitored, the narrative has shifted permanently. Skepticism has been comprehensively replaced by verifiable confirmation. Speculation has given way to the systematic execution of a pre-planned event, and a long-held hope has been superseded by tangible, immediate, and accessible financial results. The Iraqi Dinar revaluation is here. Tier 4B investors are stepping through the secure doors of redemption centers, walking into a moment of financial history and emerging with verified, life-changing outcomes. The world is watching this unprecedented, historic financial event unfold in real time, affecting ordinary individuals across the entire map of major U.S. cities. The proven critical combination of deep preparation, rigorous verification, preferential contract rates, and instantaneous digital confirmations renders the reality of this revaluation undeniable. Those positioned investors who act decisively and follow the established protocols will stand to benefit most significantly from this short window of opportunity. While the global community observes the historic execution of this decade-long financial process, the door is open. The opportunity is demonstrably real, and the next chapter of global currency history is actively being written by the participants.